Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab. Well, I do what I do for you. Yeah, I'm wearing the hat. It says evangelist. Yeah, I wear a few hats. I was evangelist a while ago, gave that title, so I put on my hat. But yeah, I do a few things, so you know the deal. Let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka to know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers do just that. Right thinkers, your goal is to be just that, to know thyself. I'm here to give the information to make that possible. That's why what I do is for you. Let's go. So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself too, then I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to Maya be true. Today, let's talk about right thinkers. Let's talk about a combination that I want to break down. Hopefully I can simplify it for you, make it make sense. Let's talk about love and knowledge, the dynamic duo. Well, how you put them two together? There you go. I'm glad you asked, and I hope you want to ask the question, because remember, I use what I call the heart-mind coherence. Love and knowledge. You put them together, that's a hell of a combination. You can't lose with that. Trust me. Let's go. Let me break it down for you. Hopefully you understand it. Let's go. See, right thinkers, I have love for obtaining knowledge. That's how I put them two together. I love learning. And I also use knowledge to show my love to others. As a boxer, I don't lead with my heart, okay? I keep my heart at home. I lead with my knowledge, so to speak. So I put the knowledge out there first, so you won't break my heart. You may break my knowledge, okay? But you're not going to break my heart. Been there, done that. Why? Love is that feeling. Love is a feeling. Understand that. Knowledge will teach you how to deal with that feeling. Love with no knowledge, you just off the chain crazy. Okay? It's bad enough that the emotion got you hyped up. But if you're ignorant, whoo, buddy, you're going to do some messy things. You're going to call your life full of feathers. But I love you. But you're doing dumb stuff. But I love you. Get knowledge and control that love. Put that feeling under control. That's another. And love is doubled up as what? The ego. If the ego falls in love, you have a problem. When you have knowledge, love is not in control of your thoughts. You are. If you let your emotions control you again, that's the ego. I keep trying to explain to y'all. I'm bringing you back to one common denominator, ego. Anything that's negative, anything that's of self is ego. If you want to give, if you want to do, that's godly. Selfless giving, often selfless service. Those are godly actions. Doing what you want for you is selfish, egoistic actions. Big difference. So if you're in love and with no knowledge, you're going to have problems. Alright? So when you have, okay, did that one. Okay, yeah. Love is physical. Okay? Again, it's want to be caressed. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. But love is the physical thing. Understand it, but you have to have what? The mental. Knowledge is mental. They go together like the yin and the yang. You don't want to be in love and ignorant, okay? You don't want to have knowledge and not love. So you got to put them together. They should go together. I'm trying to show you. When you put them two together, it's a perfect match. It's a dynamic duo, meaning you can't defeat them. Two good guys, one good at this and one good at that. No matter what you bring to them, they're going to beat you. Why? They're good at what they do. That's why. And when you got a combination, it's hard to beat a combination. Shaq and Kobe, dynamic duo, stuff like that. Batman and Robin. Love, watch this. Now remember, your heart and your mind acting as one is what? Is my philosophy of heart-mind coherence. Love comes from the heart, knowledge comes from the mind. See where we're going with this? I'm trying to break it down. My man asked me, how you put that together? Don't worry, I got you. So that's what I'm trying to do. Show you how you can put things together, connect the dots, so to speak, and you put the right together. You put together a good combination. That left-right combination has been good forever. Every boxer has to have what? A combination. Okay, one don't always do a knockout punch. Everybody wanted that one punch, but boop bop works every time. All right, and I remember the Abbott Costello when I was a kid, and Costello was in there fighting. Abbott said, "Don't worry about it. Just give me the whole 1-3." He said, "What happened to the 2?" He said, "Oh, you'll be getting that." All right, so let's go. But again, love without knowledge means you will suffer what? Heartbreak. Only. You're only going to be disappointed, frustrated, and left out to dry. Why? Because the things you're going to do won't be right, won't be smart, because it's done in ignorance, not with knowledge. Again, if you fall in love and you use no knowledge, you're asking for trouble from the person you love, probably. Why? Because you're not going to do the things that it needs to do for them to receive the love that you have for them if you're ignorant. You can't express yourself. You can't, show class. You can't do things that's going to be right. You just know you love them. We got a lot of that going on too, all right? But we love with what? Our heart. That's the problem. When your heart is out to dry, when you love just with the heart, you see something, it makes you feel good. You smell it, it smells good, okay? And that's all satisfying what? The lower nature. You want things that look good, that smell good, taste good, and feel good. That's all love. That's right. But when it's done out of ignorance, it's borderline on, abuse. Watch this. If a person don't feel the way you feel about them, and you're ignorant, you're going to force yourself on them. That's never good. Okay. But I love that. That's never good. That's why ignorance have to be put in check. Why? With knowledge, you can make rational decisions. Ignorance. So understand that. Where we at? Okay. When we're feeling, that's lower nature. We feeling like we want it. That's lower nature. So love is pretty much, giving into your physical desires. So without knowledge to know the difference, you will put your heart out there and it's going to get stepped on every time. Like George say, like a floor, I've been walked on. Your heart will be trampled on. Jesus tell you, don't waste your pearls on swine. People who don't care about you, your feelings, will treat you any kind of way. Understand that. And without knowledge, you won't know that. If you're ignorant, you ain't going to have a clue. So that's why I said knowledge is important. Love without knowledge is doomed to fail. Trust me. Been there too. Okay, and I don't like being young and in love. Why? Because you're ignorant. You're young, you're ignorant. So but you love. You see what I'm going with this? We've all done dumb things in the name of love. We've all done stupid stuff in the name of love. But how many of us had the wherewithal to think before we acted out of love? I'll wait. I ain't got that much time. But yeah, I'm that dude now. Why? I'm not putting more heart out there for you to walk on it. No more by nobody. Don't care how good you look. Don't care how much money you got. None of that means nothing. You won't get my heart without satisfying my mind. Simple. And if we did more of that, we would stop having so much drama and picking the wrong person. Sorry about that. I'm not a counselor, so I ain't got time for that. But when you go through life with hate and ignorance, that is the worst combination of all. A lot of us are filled with that and don't have a clue. Okay? You don't like nobody, nothing. You're not wise or smart enough to know yourself. So you just going through the world willy-nilly. Okay? Just tearing stuff up. Mostly yourself. But again, love without knowledge is like what? Not being ready for what? The heartbreak that's going to come with that not lack of knowledge. So you're going to do stupid and ignorant things that's going to cause the consequences from that action, going to cost you your loved one, most likely. Okay, that's why. Knowledge. Now, let's do the other side of the fence. Knowledge without love makes you a lonely person. Most of your people who are egotistical with knowledge are alone for a reason. Nobody's going to put up with their nonsense, okay? All study, all knowledge with no manifestation is having knowledge but not having love. Now, nobody shared the knowledge with. Why? Because you're so caught up in one phase with learning. I'm a beast when it comes to studying, but I also got a big heart. I know how to love. I know when to love. So it ain't about what somebody else thinks. It's about you knowing how to do what it is you do for you. So that's how you don't get your heart broke. Now, a wise man. Most wise men are what? Alone. Let me too, same thing. Okay. But they're alone by what? Choice. Because with self-knowledge, love is now an option. It's not a must. Okay? You don't have to have, no, I'm not beat for companionship. I'm not beat for sexual relationships. I'm not beat for none of that. So with love, that's what you want to do. All you want to do, yeah. When you're young, that's fun. As you get older, certain more things are more important than just having a good feeling. Okay? Good conversation, good dinner, good things. They're just doing things together. Being in the presence of somebody who you enjoy their company, not just jumping up and down in the bed. That's going to get old. Moving on. Friends. Okay, no, not the one with the fucking Houdini. Yeah. Well, all we had in common was what? Sex. After that, we had nothing else in common. Those relationships don't work because it's not a relationship. Moving on. That's what they call friends with benefits. Yeah, okay. We've been doing that for a long time. But now, being alone, you got monks, you got nuns who are alone. What? Again, by choice. Their love is for God. And I ain't got a problem with that. If a woman don't want to be with a man, don't want to have kids, then turn your life over to God. I ain't got a problem with that. They call them nuns because they ain't giving up none. I ain't got a problem with that. So it's a lifestyle choice. But if you put your heart out there, trust me, heart with no mind, always going to get broken. Love of self is the first order of business. If you don't love yourself, you're going to have problems loving others. So love of self is natural. Now, instinctive knowledge has to be gained. You have to learn how to think right, understand, and comprehend what's being presented to you. That's learning. That's obtaining knowledge. Love is natural. You can do that with any time. But true knowledge don't care about love of any kind. Why? No, other than God, nothing else means nothing to me. Everything else is optional. God first. Okay? Always. If you are spiritual, you put that there. Christians, Muslims, y'all always put God first. So everybody do the same thing. I understand that. But when you do it with understanding, it seems to go a little smoother. Okay? God is love. But don't you say love is ego? Hello? It's identity. Your ego is what you identify with who you are. That ain't going nowhere. Okay? And you should have love for that person. Why? That's who you are. That's your identity. That's why it's God. The real self. Excuse me. Calm down. I hate when people try to catch you up with what you're saying. I'm not that dude. Okay? I can substantiate my sayings, what I say, what I teach. Trust me. So let's get to this one. Know thyself. Did you know that thy is God? Thyself. Thy is in you. You need to know that. That's the hence. Know thyself. Not just know who you are. Know thyself. And what? Having love and knowledge of self. That's what heart, mind coherence is all about. If you love you first, if you know you first, you can share knowledge and love with others. Without those two things in place, you're going to have problems. Simple. God did that. No, God is love. Okay. And he's also all consciousness. So he's this and this. Once you put them together, they become one. Okay. Two things come together in harmony as one. Two things to make a whole. Heart and mind makes an individual. Okay. A spiritual being. Human beings come with all the other stuff. We don't need that. Okay. I call that the fluff. I don't do fluff. Love, what's this? For self. Did that one already. Oh, yeah. Okay. Love for self is natural. Love for others has to be what? Gained. Or through what? Knowledge. And knowledge of God is the first thing, self-knowledge you should want to have, because self-knowledge is the best knowledge. Okay. To truly love God, what is it? AKA thyself. Loving God means you're loving you. You just have to understand that. A lot of us say things and do things without understanding what it is. I'm just trying to clarify it for you so you can understand it. When somebody tell me they did something, I would define it. They say, well, I said, no, that's what it is. Okay, ego. I don't care if you tell me what somebody did, how they did it, that's ego. Male or female, don't make a difference. But because a lot of people are ignorant to the ego, they want to argue back and forth and still come back to, like I said, the ego. You just didn't know it. Moving on. So, to truly love God and thyself, you have to what? Know thyself. Self-knowledge is the best knowledge, but it has to be acquired. You have to learn it. Hence, perceptus. Oh, man, I got the stage on the back. But yeah, understand that. Human beings are really what? God and goddesses with what? No knowledge of self. So you have to what? Acquire that knowledge of who? Self. Hence, know thyself. That's the purpose of human beings coming, spiritual beings, divine beings, coming to the flesh to become what? Conscious of themselves. Hence, know thyself. Let me wrap this up for you again. Appreciate it. Hope you get the lesson. Hope I made it clear for you. Let's go. Now, knowledge is power. Only once you what? Obtain it and then what? Use it how? Correctly. You can be smart, but most of the villains are smart. Most of the bad guys are smart. So evil and bad can be smart too. But intellect and knowledge is how you use the knowledge that gives you the power. And a lot of people use it in the wrong way. The way to avoid heartbreak and emotional suffering, how you do that? Lead with your mind. Think first, okay? Don't act. Think first. Get understanding, observe, and pay attention to certain things they call red flags. People will tell you or show you who they are. All you're going to do is pay attention, okay? Don't listen. No. They can tell you anything. You watch them. And what they say don't match what they do. You know who you're dealing with. Simple. Moving on. Let me wrap it up. Now, your heart mind is like your left and right hand. Heart left, the heart is the right, the mind is the left. Why? You lead with the mind. You throw that out there, but the real power is right here. That's the love. You keep love at home. Okay, don't put it out there. Why? Unless you're southpaw, then you love it being the left hand. Still, keep it home. That's the point. And watch this. Now, I always lead with my mind, which is what my intellect. Never my heart first. No more. I did that when I was young, and like everybody got it broken. We all had that love crush. Okay, but that's learning on the fly. Okay, you do that. But once you get better, stop putting your heart out there first. Put your thoughts out there. Put your mind out there. If that don't work, you ain't love starting. Your emotion ain't beat up. You detached. You're dispassionate. So you just find out that we won't mix. Okay, you move on. But you don't jump in the bed, do a whole bunch of nonsense, and then figure out maybe we ain't compatible. Really? Again, anytime you do something after the fact, that's called Monday morning quarterbacking, and they have never won a game. Moving on, wrapping it up. Now, the true way to man's heart is, listen, is not through the stomach. Not the penis either. I give my man a blowjob. I heard that nonsense. It sounds good, but that ain't gonna do it nothing. But if that's what makes your situation and relationship work, go for it. Okay, if give your man a blowjob for every day you go out, keep the marriage working. Women, by all means, men, whatever you got to do to keep her happy, that's what you got to do. But the real way to a man's heart, see, well, I love the segue, is through his mind, his intellect. When you get a man's mind, old pimp philosophy, anybody can get a woman's body, Takes a real dude to get her mind. I pimped them mentally. They did the physical work, and nothing to do with me. But that's what I mean. When the mind is in control, you can do things without the heart getting involved. I thought you loved me. You thought wrong. Like Stupid said, we don't love you, hoes. Okay, but that's the lesson. I hope you understand. Love and knowledge goes together. It's a dynamic duo. If you use them, you won't lose the relationship. Why? Because you're going to be in charge mentally and physically. That's complete control over oneself. That's self-mastery. That's right thinking. That's knowing thyself. And that's the lesson. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinker like you and passed away. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Bye.